Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. My name is Carl Froch, aka The Cobra, former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and International Boxing Hall of Famer. I tell you what, I've not been home for a while. I've been on the road. I've not done one down the barrel. So I'm just going to do a quick short boxing update here from Froch Towers. And I've been busy. I've been to Miami. I've been to, where have I been? Dubai. Interviews with Eddie Hearn, Dominic Ingle, Andre Ward, that was a big one. I enjoyed that interview. More recently, Dalton Smith. I had Prince Nassim Hamid on the show as well. If you haven't seen that one, go and have a look. He's a cool guy. He's funny as well. He's still funny. He used to make me laugh when he was fighting Naz. And he still makes me laugh today. He's always got this cheeky smile on his face. But yeah, I've had the new champ, Thunder, Dalton Smith. I interviewed him in my last episode. If you haven't seen that, go and take a look. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe to the channel, the biggest and best channel in the business, if I do say so myself. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And this episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino. So yeah, I mentioned I'm going to talk about some recent boxing stories. I want to start, first of all, with Tyson Fury. He's talking about coming back again. And I don't know. I don't want to rubbish him because he's had a great career. He's been brilliant for the sport. He's given us some amazing nights of entertainment. I've seen so many of his fights, and he fell short, didn't he, with Usyk a couple of times, which still burns him. It still pisses him off, doesn't it, when you mention Usyk around him. He gets annoyed, and he kind of digs his heels in and thinks that he won one of them fights. I think he thought he won the second one. He thought he won both, actually, but he got beat, didn't he, fair and square. I was in Saudi Arabia for that rematch, and he had a couple of decent rounds. It was close for a while, but then Usyk does what he does and pulls away at the end. And it's no disgrace for Fury, but he's got to take that one on the chin, hasn't he, and say he's lost. But coming back into boxing at 37 years old, when he's been out now for over a year, is anybody bothered? Does anybody care? Like I said, I don't want to slag him because he's Tyson Fury and he's great. He's been a great service to boxing and he's a brilliant character. And it's just, I don't want to give him any stick, but I'm not fucking arsed if he comes back or not. Like, I'm not bothered. I don't care anymore. It's pointless. He's retired 5 times. When he retired last, I knew he was going to come back out of retirement. And I think the only reason he should be coming back and the only fight that's really worth looking at would be the AJ fight. And I don't know if that fight's going to happen. I don't even know. It's still a biggish fight. I think it's still a fight that fills Wembley Stadium because it's a domestic fight, but it's not for a world title. So am I bothered about seeing Tyson Fury come back to fight again? No. And he's talking about fighting Makhmudov. This is a guy that recently beat Dave Allen, so you probably remember him from that fight. Before that, he lost to Cabiel. That's no disgrace. I mean, losing against him. But that kind of shows you what level he's at. So Tyson's coming out at that, not even fringe world title level. He's below that sort of European level, isn't it? So do you want to see Tyson Fury in with a European level fight against Makhmudov? I certainly don't. But like I said, I don't want to give him any stick. If he wants to do it and he wants to do it for himself and for his own mental health, because this is a guy that's made some serious bunts, and he don't need the money, does he? He obviously loves the sport. He loves the attention. He loves being in and around it. And he's in the gym, he's training, he's putting out some positive messages on Instagram and social media, and he looks like he wants to get in there. It looks like he's got his mojo back. But you've got to be realistic. Time waits for nobody. He's getting old, getting on for 37 years old now. Maybe he might already be 37. He's around that age when I retired. I know he's a heavyweight and they live a bit longer, but he's lost 3 of his, we haven't lost 3 of his last fights, but there's an argument that he lost to Ngannou. So there's one loss, but he got the decision. And then he's lost twice to Oleksandr Usyk. So there's 3 fights there that he's been beat, really. And now he's coming back over a year out. It don't make any sense. It's pointless. And if you're going to come back and fight and try and be a top boy and you want to get back in the mix at world level, jump in there with someone like Moses Atama or Ajit Cabiel, somebody who you think as a boxing champion, he's serious about the game, he's going to come straight in. And people might say, well, he needs a warm-up. Me and myself, I don't think he's got time for a warm-up. I think the only fight he should be coming back for, if he's going to come back, is AJ. And that's if AJ's still going to continue boxing. It's quite funny because I actually tried to talk to Tyson Fury in Istanbul. And listen, I'm not asked. Me and Tyson go way back. We trained in Castlebar, County Mayo for my first world title fight. Me and him were sparring, taking it in turns for sparring sessions against the Cubans. I think he was in with Perez and I was in with Garcia. Louis Garcia's name was, a couple of Cubans. And he made his pro debut on the undercard for my world title fight against Jean Pascal back in 2008. Was promoted by the same promoter. We've got history. And I asked him to give me a quick 10 minutes in Istanbul in Turkey at an IBA event last year. And he was having none of it. He was like, no, I can't talk to you, Froch. I can't talk to you. You've been slagging my dad off. And if I talk to you, he's not going to be very happy, is he? And I just thought, Tyson, come on, let's have a 10-minute chat. We can talk about that. We can go over the beef with your old man. There's no real beef. It's just a bit of tongue-in-cheek banter, isn't it? But his old man does run his mouth, doesn't he? And he's pulling back in line a little bit. I'm sure Tyson's had a word with him because he sort of vanished in it towards a build-up for the rematch for Usyk. But anyway, he didn't want to talk to me, which was a shame because it would have been nice to talk to Tyson. I like him. I think a lot of him. But yeah, that's a little story from Turkey. But I'll be honest, I don't really want to see him come back. I'd love to see him just relax now, spend time with his wife, and he's got 7 kids. Just get on with his family life. He's smashed it. He's made an absolute fortune. He should now just retire with his head up and be smiling and happy because he's smashed it. He's made a fortune. He's had a great career. Maybe it's the losses against Usyk which are on his head, and he wants to try and right that and try and put that to bed, because going out on a loss, I don't think is going to sit well with him, just because of his mentality and the character he is. He's a winner and he's a champion. He always bigs himself up. He talks himself real high. He's always up in the clouds. So to lose to Usyk, he's going to always be reminded of that every time he tries to run his mouth. So he probably wants to go out on a high and go out on a win. But, sometimes coming back for the wrong reasons can be disastrous. And I just hope that Tyson Fury can stay retired and be happy, or come back, have a fight, get that out of his system, and then retire happy. But let me know what you think. Should Tyson Fury be coming back? But I don't think he should. So that brings me nicely on to Anthony Joshua. And before I talk about Anthony Joshua, I just need to pay my respects to 2 of his close friends who lost their life. Latz and Sina. They've been around him for over 10 years, I believe, and they're close friends. And what happened in that car in Nigeria was just absolutely tragic, unbelievable, and so sad. So my thoughts go out to the two young men that lost their lives, families and friends. I can't really say too much about it. I don't know the guys, but Anthony Joshua I know really well, and they're 2 of his close friends. So really, really sorry there for what happened. It's just tragic, and you just do not know what's going to happen. You don't know what's around the corner. It's so sad. But yeah, where's Anthony Joshua's head following on from that? I don't know. Anybody close to him will know better. But from my point of view, Anthony Joshua's achieved amazing things. He's made some serious bunts, serious money in his game, and he's achieved so much. He's got to a position now where actually he's not fighting for money anymore. He doesn't need it. Is he fighting for more world titles? I don't know if he's going to jump in with any world champions. And does he really want to top up the bank balance? He could do if he comes back and he wants to fight. Maybe the Tyson Fury fight. Maybe that could be the one. Just come back, get yourself in shape, clear your head, have a camp, and have a fight with Tyson Fury. That will see Tyson Fury off, give him a little bit more money to the end of his career. He likes his coin, doesn't he? He keeps talking about it. And Anthony Joshua, who don't know where his head is, but he could have one more fight just so he doesn't go out on that devastating loss to Daniel Dubois, because that was a bad knockout, and he probably don't want to leave on that fight. So maybe if Anthony Joshua does decide to fight again, the fight with Fury, and that's it. Otherwise, I'd just leave it and just say no more boxing. Just get on with your life now and just enjoy the fantastic career that you've had, because you've had a really glossy career, and it'd be a shame now to see him go back in the ring with his mind not right, and then something go wrong with him and getting beat or getting hurt. It's just one of them sports, isn't it, where I think, for me, you need to be on your A game. Mentally, you need to be fully switched on and fully focused, and that design needs to be there. To get into that boxing ring and fight for potentially 12 rounds, you've got to be on it. And obviously, with what I've touched on earlier with that tragic accident, I can't see him coming back. But if he does, all the very best to him. But whatever Anthony Joshua does decide to do, I will say one thing: there is more to life than boxing. So good luck to him. And also, Chris Eubank Jr. is talking about fighting again. Ben Shalom did an interview the other day and announced that Chris Eubank Jr. is coming back. I mean, another fighter I probably don't want to see come back. He's been splattered on here a couple of times, but last time against Conor Ben, he just wasn't at the races. I mean, that was at 160, and he's now talking about going up to 168, which kind of makes sense because he's going up a weight division, going up from middleweight up to super middleweight. It's 160. Is that middleweight? 168? Yeah, of course it is. I'm losing track of weights here. It's poundage. You've got kilograms now with the amateurs, and then we've got stones in the UK. I'm old school, I know, with the stonage. But anyway, 168, 12 stone, super middleweight. That would be a weight that makes more sense for Chris Eubank Jr. But I'm interested in watching him get in the ring and fight again. No, he must just be coming back now just to get the old bank balance up a little bit, just to make a little bit more bunts before he retires. Because after that last performance, there was nothing there. He's talking about injury and he's been in hospital and whatever, and he took a lot of weight off, dehydrated himself. But I don't want to hear it. It's professional boxing. We all make weight. We all have to struggle. We all get in the ring injured. And that performance was fucking terrible. It was absolutely diabolical performance. He wasn't in the race, was he? He just hang in there. I don't even know how he went 12 rounds. He nearly got ironed out in the last round, but fair play to him for hanging on. But does anybody want to see Chris Eubank Jr. come back? Who does he fight? I don't know. For me, I'd just leave it alone now. But if he can make some more money, because he's probably at that time now where he's looking for the testimonial fight, the final exit, sail off into the sunset. So maybe Canelo Alvarez would splatter him money, let's be honest. But I can't see him jumping in with someone, and he'd get beat, but he'd probably get paid well. But I can't see him jumping in with someone like Hamza Shiraz, because Hamza Shiraz would run rings around him, totally outclass him. Shiraz is young, fresh, fast hands, good puncher, tall and rangy, awkward. Just like, what's Chris Eubank Jr. going to do if he fights again? So Ben Shalom, I think he's clutching at straws a little bit. He's got his little deal hanging with BBC. He's finished on Sky Sports. Sky Sports have finished. Did he write off the game? Did he finish boxing on Sky Sports? Ben Shalom, it's probably a bit cruel to say that, but he's had his chance on Sky Sports. He's got a few dates with the BBC. I don't know if he's got an announcement that something new's happening, but Ben Shalom, I like the guy. I think he's a trier and he's worked hard, but you can't always blame it on the promoter. You need the fighters, don't you? You need the guys doing the stuff. And the one guy that he did have in Ben Whittaker, that's gone now. So I don't know where he goes or what he does, Ben Shalom. But Chris Eubank Jr., I don't think he should fight again. But if he does, I'll have a look. But I won't be getting excited. So Ryan Garcia, he's got a chance to fight for the world title again. Has he been gifted a chance against Barrios? I mean, Barrios recently had a draw with the coming back Manny Pacquiao, who's older than me, who's my age. He had a draw. So he's of that level where he's world level, but he's not smashing it at world level. If he's having a draw with a 48-year-old Manny Pacquiao. But before that, Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney, obviously failed a drugs test, so he's juiced up for that one. Whether he was or not, he failed the drugs test. And I'm a Ryan Garcia fan, listen, but if you start failing drugs tests, then you've got to be questioned. And that's now a no contest, so that fight never happened, although it was a great little fight. It was a good performance. Devin Haney's right pissed off from that, and he probably wants to get him back. But anyway, he beat Haney, failed a drugs test, and then he jumps in with Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is a fan of Froch on fight, and he's our boy. Every time we see him, me and my boy Manny, we always have the crap with him. It was shadowboxing last time. I think it was in Vegas, and them two throwing punches at each other. And I think the security had to step in. My boy's big, Manny, don't mess around. Rolly's got some moves, but he's a little bit small for Mandia. But what does Ryan Garcia deserve a world title shot? I mean, the Devin Haney win, failed drugs test. The Rolly Romero loss to Rolly Romero, lost to him. And now he's getting a world title against Barrios. And, this is a fight he could probably win. I'm going to say yes, he does deserve it, purely because professional boxing, the art of pugilism, the professional world, it's about money. It's about, can you generate the money? And Ryan Garcia is a big name. He's a character. He makes all the right noise. And when he fights, people pay attention, people listen. Is Oscar De La Hoya still promoting him? I think he is. So there's a lot of name around his noise. He's a good-looking kid from Mexico who punches hard. But he's just not looked at that level as he's not been setting the world light in his last couple of fights. So let's see what he does. I mean, this is an opportunity for him that he should take with both hands, and you'd think he'd go in there and do the business against Barrios. So I'll be looking forward to that one. Does he deserve the title shot? Maybe not. Maybe there's people who are probably higher ranked than him and people that have been in eliminators that deserve it more than him. But like I said, boxing's a business, and he's going to generate that cash flow. So this is why it's happening. But I'll be watching, I'll be tuning in. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Ryan Garcia. So Oleksandr Usyk might be coming back. Well, I say coming back, but he might be fighting again against Deontay Wilder. Now, for me, Deontay Wilder, he's done in it. Deontay Wilder's finished. So firstly, talk about, does Usyk deserve a bit of a gimme? Because this is a bit of a gimme fight for me. This Deontay Wilder fight. I know Deontay Wilder can still punch a bit because it's the last thing to go. That's what the old adage is. That's what we said when Rocky Balboa came back in Rocky 6. The last thing to go is your power. But we've seen Deontay Wilder get smashed up by Zhilei Zhang. We've seen him lose to Joseph Parker. And I just think that, if anybody deserves a fight with Usyk, it's Ajit Kabiel or even Fabio Wardley. There's two fights there that I'd actually want to see, get excited about. I'm not saying I think that Wardley can beat Usyk, but who knows? Wardley doesn't stop, does he? He punches hard. He's young enough and fresh enough, and he's really ambitious. So he'd go in there, and but does Usyk deserve a bit of a steady one? Because it is a steady one, isn't it? And Deontay Wilder can still punch, so it might have that factor. I mean, I'd like to see Usyk retire. I said that a while ago. He's done everything he needs to do. He's made plenty of coin, plenty of money, and he don't need it, does he? But if he still wants to fight and he still enjoys it, why not have another one? But I'd like to see him in with Kabiel or Fabio Wardley rather than Deontay Wilder. The Deontay Wilder fight for me, like I said, he's lost 4 of his last 6. The two with Fury, and then the Zhang and the Parker fight, for me, Deontay Wilder's done. He's finished. He can't take a punch, and he don't even look like he's punching hard anymore. So that element of, Wilder can punch hard, and he might catch Usyk, and it might be an exciting fight. Usyk's too clever. He's too smart. He's not getting clipped on the chin by Deontay Wilder. He'll see that punch coming like it's got a second-class postage stamp on it. He's not getting hit. It's an easy fight for him. And I'm not blaming Usyk. I'm a massive fan. I love him. He's brilliant. What a fucking guy. Oleksandr Usyk, you do whatever you want. I'd like to see him fight Kabiel, like I already said, or Fabio Wardley. For me, that's the fight. Fabio Wardley. But I like Fabio. He's doing it, isn't he? He's brave. I mean, his last fight with Parker was wicked. But yeah, let me know what you think. Who does he fight? Should he fight Wilder? Is it a fight you want to see? But for me, I'll be tuning in because it's Usyk and it's Wilder. But it's a gimme fight that he probably deserves, and fair play to him. So that's it for another episode of Froch on Fighting. Next week, I'll be going to New York again to see Teofimo Lopez take on Shakur Stevenson. That's going to be a great fight. Who wins that one? We'll do a pre-fight preview. Shakur, fast hands, keeps out of the way, good boxer, moves fast, light on his feet, combination punches. Teofimo Lopez, full of tricks, boxer skills, he can move. You've seen him against Lomachenko. Seen what I did to Josh Taylor, the Scottish unified world champ. Just a class act and a Cobra fan. A fan of Froch on Fighting, the best channel in the business, so I've got to give him his props. That's a fight I'm looking forward to. Like I say, we'll do the preview for that. But New York, for me, I feel like it's my second home. I had 2 training camps there, one for Glenn Coffey Johnson, then the fight with Andre Ward. And while I'm talking about Andre Ward, actually, I did a great episode of him on my channel, and I'm going to pay him that homage and give him an episode on his channel, Andre Ward's channel. What's it called, Andre Ward's channel? Do we know? Art of War, I think. Art of War, yeah. What a channel for Ward. Yeah, he's smart, and when he's in there, strategic. Fucking, I'd love to strangle him, just a little bit. Listen, beat me, didn't he? I'm over it. But anyway, I'm going to catch up with Andre Ward. Looking forward to the TO fight against Shakur, and that's in New York. So don't miss a thing. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss it, because we'll be going out on Sunday morning with the response to that big fight in New York. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.